Okay, we are excited to announce a new weekly segment with Battle-Born Injury Leaders, where we discuss the legal side of topics that ultimately affect all of us here in Southern Nevada. So we are very pleased to be joined by Matthew Hoffman today. Really glad to have you. So today we're talking about something you probably heard about a lot in the news, the new gender-neutral option at the DMV, where you no longer have to identify as male or female, but you can list your gender as being X.
Okay. So with this new gender-neutral law in effect, where you don't have to say I'm a man or a woman, I'm X, you say that there are some issues that can pan out here that haven't really been worked out, and it could cause problems for someone.
Yeah, so the laws come into effect. You now don't have to put male or female. You can just put X.
Right.
While that may be fine, the practical, outcome of that could be very detrimental to you. So under federal law, we have what's called the Real ID program, and Nevada is currently in compliance with it. And that means you have to have certain things on your driver's license, including your gender, male or female. A simple way to put this is that if you travel, you know that if you log in to book a flight with any major airline, you have to choose your gender, male or female. There is no X. And the reason for that is that TSA, which is federal, needs to know what is your gender before you can get past them. Yeah. So going there with a Nevada ID that has a gender X, you might not be able to get on a plane.
So basically you're saying the state and federal law really aren't in compliance here, and beyond travel, there are some other issues that we talked about. I mean, we're not going to assume that people, are going to get in trouble all the time, but let's suppose that you do. What are some of the issues that come up in that situation or scenario?
Yeah, so this puts law enforcement in a tough place.
It does.
So if you get pulled over for anything, let's say a lesser offense, but for whatever reason you have to be frisked, and you appear to be a man, and your license says X, who frisks you? A man or a woman? And that could lead to complaints and confusion. And if it's a more serious offense and you're a woman who identifies as a man, for example, you have X on your driver's license, where do they put you?
Okay. Like, are you going to go in general population with men?
And you could. And if that happens, fill in the blanks. I mean, there could be a lot of violence. There could be, and then now is that on the police? Is it their fault? And so this creates a lot of issues that I think people should be aware of before they make this choice to put X.
And along with the IDs, the same thing with the passports.
Right.
Right?
Passports are federal. And if you want to have a federal passport, you have to identify your gender. They go off your birth certificate. And if you want to change it federally, you need to have a physician statement saying that you have either A, successfully transitioned, then that will qualify, or you can get this temporary probationary thing, but it also requires a letter from a physician. So having this ID in Nevada sounds good, but practically speaking, it could raise a lot of trouble for you.
Yeah, so it sounds like at the heart of the issue, there's just not a compliance here when you talk about state and federal laws. And of course, we're not here to judge one way or the other, but just to really break down some of the very practical issues that maybe we haven't quite thought through when it comes to day-to-day life and having this new option on the table.
And that's something I think that we're glad that you brought this up and that you're here to talk about today, because people who are about to make this decision may not have thought about these things or may not know that these laws exist. And talking about the new law real quick, and we only have about 30 seconds, but I just want to make a point here. That law is going to go into effect for every state by 2020?
I think it's 2020 for Real ID, yes.
For Real ID, where you're going to have to put male or female, and X is not going to be available.
Right, currently as written, Section 2 states that you must state a gender.
Wow.
And it's unclear whether this is going to be a problem for people in states like Nevada, which allow this X designation. There's only 10 states that do it. So choose wisely, think carefully.
Well, we really appreciate you for breaking down the issue here of gender neutral ID, and we're going to do this every Wednesday, so you're going to see his face a lot more often, Matthew Hoffman. That's a good thing.
And you know what? We're going to do this not only with things that affect our states, but maybe there's a story in the news that's kind of confusing. We have a lot of court cases here in town where things need to be broken down, so we're really looking forward to this. Thank you. I did not think about those things when it came to the gender X law.
Just in talking. I mean, that's why you're the expert, huh?
Yeah.
That's what I try.
Breaking down the law every Wednesday with Matthew Hoffman. Thank you so much.
Battle-Born attorneys. Mention that.